I want to talk a little bit more about Fort Hood, and then I want to talk about Afghanistan, but something is wrong here. Wrong. You know it in your gut. There's a great book, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, it's called The Gift of Fear. It talks about how people always say, you know, when something goes wrong, oh, gee, I just thought I was the abandoned sausage factory next door. My dog knew there were women, in the walls. Yeah, here's the thing. Your dog doesn't have any special powers. Your dog just doesn't dismiss a gut reaction. Now, we're higher beings. We have something called reason. We couple the two. But all too often, an alarm bell goes off, and you get that feeling that something's not right. Something's wrong here. But you dismiss it. You don't go with your gut. You go with your reason. You got to combine the two. When I saw this video of the president speak, I immediately emailed a friend of mine, Keith Ablow. He is a world-renowned psychiatrist, a reasonable man, Fox News contributor. Keith, how do I process what I have in my gut? I wrote to you and I said, do you see anything wrong here? I'm not asking you to psychoanalyze the president. I'm saying psychoanalyze the American people. Are we crazy for saying something's not right?
Well, no, we're not crazy for saying, and welcome back, Glenn, by the way. It's good to see you back. We're not crazy for saying something's not right. It's a little crazy that more people aren't saying it more loudly, because after all, what was that? The president interrupting the broadcasts of networks, presumably to address a national tragedy that truly, and I use the word intentionally, truly grips people at the core of their souls. We can empathize with what it is to lose a son or a daughter, a husband or a wife. These are people in service to our nation. They're protecting us. And for some reason, there's a 2-minute preamble about Native American rights, and then a...
Hang on, it's not even that. Let me play the part. This is play cut B. Watch this carefully and see what he says.
Now, I have to say, though, that beyond that, I plan to make some broader remarks about the challenges that lay ahead for Native Americans, as well as collaboration with our administration. But as some of you might have heard,
which was good because we actually by 6:30, I think we were already starting the first meeting.
It didn't even warrant its own sentence. It's like, I got some other things I got to talk about. But hey, you might have heard. Excuse me?
Well, and that's where we get to not a psychological analysis of the president, but merely our own guts. We ought to pause and say, what was that? There are moments that are revealing, that are tremendously revealing of what's really happening. And there is a big cavernous gulf, apparently, between the president's ability to generate emotion and charisma and gripping words that move people when he's scripted. And then when there's less time to prepare, there's some sort of lack of connectedness, a true lack of connectedness with at least what moves the majority of us.
Hang on just a second. I don't know if I agree with that. Let me show you real passion with this president when he speaks about something he truly believes in, SEIU. Watch this passion.
We've worked together over these last few years, and I'm proud of what we've done. I'm just not satisfied, because I know how much more we could accomplish as partners in an Obama administration. Just imagine what we could do together. Just imagine what we could do together. Imagine having a president whose life work was your work.
Whose life work was your work. I mean, he believes this. Now, I don't know, Keith, but I'm not sure that this president, I'm not assigning anything nefarious to him. I just don't know if he can summon the feelings of people who have been wronged, even supposedly, by the police in Boston. He was wrong on that. I have no facts, but he spoke with conviction. But the shooting of 19 Americans who are military, he was disconnected. I don't know if he looks at the military the same way. Is that possible?
Exactly my point. You just have to take the data as it comes in. The things that apparently move him and lead to his core really being tapped are when people he feels are being wronged and there's either a minority group or a disadvantaged group that he feels should be elevated. Other than that, if he's not scripted to deliver the emotional cues, if he's not scripted and have lots of time and a teleprompter to do it, then he tends to stumble. And this was a huge stumble. This is a big, big window on the man's soul, I think.
I'm out of time, but I guess, may I ask if you'll be on the radio with me, if you have an answer to this? What do we do with this information? What should we be looking for? What does this tell us? Is it usable? Can you help us with that question?
I definitely can, and let's do this. It's the beginning of a diagnostic process that the American people needs to proceed on.
Okay. I'll talk to you again, Keith. We'll have you back on the program, and also I'd love to have you on the radio program as well. Thank you very much. Now,